Welcome to the deep dive. We try to cut through the noise and get to what really matters. Ever felt like you're just swimming in information, maybe looking something up, but you still feel like you're only getting, I don't know, half the story?
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time.
Well, today we're tackling that exact challenge. How do you really understand something complex when just one source clearly isn't going to cut it? We're diving into a really interesting method for what researchers call systematic reviews.
Right, which sounds technical, but it's basically a super thorough way to gather all the evidence on something. And the thing is, if you want to truly get your head around something complicated, like, say, public health program.
Or maybe a new policy or something.
Exactly. You need more than just one paper. You need the theories behind it, the context, and a single report. It rarely gives you all of that richness.
So our mission today, and we're looking at a paper by Booth and others called Towards a Methodology for Cluster Searching. It's all about unpacking this idea of cluster searching. Think of it like gathering all the puzzle pieces, not just the edge ones, to see the whole picture.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so let's kick this off. What's the fundamental problem they're trying to fix with, the usual way we search for information?
Well, the paper points out that our typical topic searches, maybe keywords in a database, often give us a really, well, they call it a thin understanding.
Thin?
Meaning you might know what happened in a study or project, but you don't really grasp the crucial stuff.
Yeah.
What works, for who it works, in what kind of situations, and fundamentally why. You miss the depth.
Ah, okay. So it's moving beyond just, here's a paper, to understanding the entire sort of ecosystem around a research project.
Precisely. And what's really interesting here is this shift in focus. Instead of just collecting individual papers, they talk about identifying a study cluster.
A study cluster. Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole group of related documents, papers, reports, chapters, whatever, that together really explore and explain one single research effort from multiple angles. They're aiming for conceptual richness, like the deep ideas and contextual thickness.
Contextual thickness. I like that phrase. Getting the whole environment, not just the outcome.
Exactly. The where and the how, not just the what.
No, what I found really fascinating was how they systematized something called berry picking. That sounds intuitive.
It is. Berry picking is it's an older idea for searching. Imagine you're foraging, right? You find a good source, like a juicy berry, and that leads you to look nearby for more. Maybe that first source mentions another author or a specific theory or an earlier project, so you follow that lead. Your search path kind of evolves as you go.
Okay, so less like a strict grid search and more like following promising trails.
Exactly. You adapt based on what you find. The cluster method basically takes that intuitive process and gives it structure, makes it transparent, repeatable, more rigorous.
Right. And cluster is an acronym, a mnemonic, which is super helpful. Can you walk us through what the letters stand for?
Sure thing. It's quite neat. So C is for citations, following reference lists, seeing who cited the keyword.
Standard stuff, but important. Okay.
L is for lead authors, looking up what else the main researchers on the project have published.
Makes sense. Find the experts.
U is for unpublished materials. This is key. Think reports, conference papers, dissertations, stuff not in peer-reviewed journals.
Ah, the gray literature often holds real gems.
Definitely. S is for scholar searches, using things like Google Scholar or specific academic databases effectively. T is for theories, actively looking for the underlying theories that inform the intervention or project.
That seems crucial for the why.
It really is. E is for early examples, finding foundational work or pilot studies. And R is for related projects, looking for similar interventions or studies.
Wow, okay. That covers a lot of ground. It's very holistic.
It is. Each step pushes you to look in a different direction, beyond just keywords.
So let's bring this to life. Their case study on the Gay Men's Task Force project that really shows how this works in practice, doesn't it?
It really does. It's a great example. They started with just one core document, what they call a key pearl citation.
The starting point.
Right. And instead of just finding related journal articles, they used the cluster steps.
Yeah.
And look what they found. Crucial book chapters that explained why the project started.
Okay.
A web-based evaluation report that gave details on the day-to-day running of it, which you never find in a typical journal article.
Right, the practical stuff.
And even unpublished manuscripts that offered, some critical reflections from the team involved.
And pulling all that together, it must have given them insights a normal literature search would just completely miss.
Absolutely. Huge insights. For instance, they identified the diffusion of innovations theory as a core underpinning theory.
Which explains how new ideas spread.
Exactly. And it helped make sense of how the intervention worked, or didn't work, in spreading safer practices, regular keyword searches. Totally missed it.
Well,
And by looking at related projects that are in cluster, they could understand why the project had different results in different places. It challenged easy assumptions that, the target group was all the same. Context mattered.
So it painted a much more nuanced, realistic picture.
A much richer, thicker picture, yes.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this mean for you listening? I mean, if you've ever felt you're just scratching the surface on a topic.
Yeah, maybe it's a health treatment you're researching, or a trend in your industry, or even something happening in your local community.
This cluster searching idea, it offers a really robust way to go deeper. It's not just for academics writing reviews.
Not at all. It's a framework, really, for asking those deeper why and how questions, and then having a systematic way to find the answers. It helps fill in the gaps traditional searching leaves behind.
It gives you the tools to build that richer understanding yourself.
Which leads to, I think, quite an important question. If we can apply this kind of systematic iterative digging to uncover context and theory in research, what could that mean for how you approach other complex information in your life?
That's interesting, like applying it beyond just formal research.
Yeah, whether it's making a big personal decision or trying to understand a complex news story fully. Imagine the hidden insights you might find by not just taking the first few search results.
It really shows the power of not just finding information, but truly digging in to understand its complete story, context, and all. Something to think about. Until next time, keep digging deep.